So this movie's called Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties. Man, that'd be painful for them.
This is the night for free goodies. All I need is a costume. Let's see now. Hey, Odie, what do you think I should go as? Besides an overweight pussycat.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host, your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for today. This one's going to be doing another movie review. This one is going to be doing a review on the highly anticipated brand new Trailer Park Boys movie. This one's called Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties, a Bubbles and the Shit Rocker stories. So, that title is a mouthful, but yeah, so you guys know I was very excited for this. I did a video on the trailer a couple months ago when this first started getting advertised, of course, and this movie, I mean, I just gotta say, this is the, most fun I've had in a theater this year. I just love this movie. It was such a blast. It was such a good time. Go watch it if you haven't seen it, but we're gonna discuss it here. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna talk about the return of the boys, because this isn't really just like a movie. This is kind of like their grand return. For a good few years, they've been gone. They haven't really been releasing anything too major. They've kind of just been here and there, but that's basically it. This movie is the proper return, and you know what I like about this movie, just to kind of jump right into it kind of straight up, Bubbles is pretty much the main character, because the other three Trailer Park Boys movies that they've released over the last few years, it's always been just kind of equally focused on all the characters. I would say this movie does actually have a proper just one main character, which is Bubbles. Basically, the story of this movie is, for anybody that's curious, it is basically about Bubbles going on this tour. He basically forms this band that he kind of builds up over time. You got some auditions and stuff. You got some cool sequences like that in the early parts of the movie. You got Ricky and Julian there that are kind of, I'd say guest stars for a little bit. And then, obviously, they get a call to go play with Billy Bob Thornton. And, obviously, Billy Bob Thornton is a fantastic actor. And, obviously, we have Bubbles that goes on the road in this movie with Randy as his, tour guy. It's kind of like his rodeo or whatever. And anyway, he takes Randy with him, and you got Bubbles and Randy that are down in, Europe, right, on this big tour. And when I say things get out of control, I mean things get out of control. But there are so many great actors in this movie. There's so many great ones. Billy Bob Thornton, for one example, is one of my all-time favorite actors, and he is insane in this movie. He's got a lot of great stuff. I really enjoy his character. I enjoy seeing Mayhew as well in this movie. I didn't expect to see Mayhew again. If you're not aware of who Mayhew is, I'll kind of, explain briefly. He was in a spinoff that the Trailer Park Boys did briefly back in 2016 called Trailer Park Boys in Europe, which is funny because that's exactly what this movie is. It's in Europe. And we get to see him return, which I thought was kind of, fitting suit given where we've seen him from and stuff. And Mayhew actually kind of starts to I'd almost say he kind of starts to chill out a little bit in this movie a little bit more, which I actually liked. I like seeing him back. The actor has aged, but I did like seeing him a lot. That's one thing I could say about this movie as well too, is that you can tell watching this film that the actors are definitely getting older. Like Ricky and Julian, they're not as involved as I thought they would have been. That's I guess the only minor thing I'll say about it is that Ricky and Julian are not exactly the main characters. They're in it, of course. They show up, especially when you have the telephone booth scene that goes down, and then you got Randy that screws everything up and stuff, which I thought was great. And then the boys have to, of course, save Bubbles and stuff, and I thought that was all really great when everything kind of fell apart and stuff, but it was just so cool to see, man. It was such a fun movie. It was such a riot, honestly. I really enjoyed seeing it. And you know what else I enjoyed about it is that on top of how entertaining it was, and on top of how just, insane it was in general, you also have some great music in this movie. Some top-notch great music. This movie's called Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties, but there is an actual song in this movie called Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties, and it's a freaking absolute banger. It's been stuck in my head all day. I love it. It's so good. And this film honestly does such a great job because you tell a great story with Bubbles going on tour, Randy with him, stuff like that. The boys come in, you get all that stuff going on. It's really good. But you also are promoting some actually really good songs at the same time. If you're not aware, this movie isn't just a movie. It also is promoting an album that Bubbles put out, which you could also watch right now if you're curious. Obviously, I'm sure you heard most of the soundtracks during the film, but, it's so good that they pair it up with an album on top of all that. It was really cool. Now, obviously, you know, it's kind of a question now after seeing this movie. This movie was like about 2 hours long, a little less than that, something like that. It was really fun, but now it makes me wonder. It's like, okay, are we getting more? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we getting more? Because it feels like this movie is setting up for another season of the show at some point. I just feel like there's gotta be a show, like a season 13 coming out soon. I don't know. This movie, like, seeing the park, seeing the new park, which, by the way, really like the design of the new park. We did see it briefly there, you know, kind of here and there. But I really wish that, like, there's more. I kind of hope there's more. I'm wondering if there's more. It's kind of hard to tell at the moment. I don't know. It's like I'm kind of torn on that, but it feels like there's more that's going to happen. So I don't know. But in terms of this movie, in terms of seeing Europe, getting to see Bubbles on tour, getting to see kind of everything fall apart for him, Randy being, in my opinion, besides Bubbles, I actually think Randy's a bit of a better character this movie over Bubbles. Or sorry, not Bubbles, Ricky and Julian. Bubbles is my favorite. Bubbles is for sure my favorite. Randy would probably be like second, and then after that, I'd probably pick the boys. Because the Trailer Park Boys, like Ricky and Julian in particular, they were in it, but they weren't like the main focus, which I'm fine with. It's a Bubbles movie. Anybody that wants to criticize that, I don't know what to tell you. Bubbles is a, great character, and him getting his own movie, I think, was absolutely fantastic. So, for anybody that says, oh, like, I wish we saw more Ricky and Julian, like I said, I thought they gave them still a good amount of screen time, and, I did enjoy seeing them still, but it was Bubbles' film, so I appreciated that they focused on him in the manner that they did. But yeah, no, this movie, I loved it so much. I thought it was fantastic. I really did. I would highly advise you to go ahead and see it and listen to his album too on top of that. I mean, good, side note as well. But yeah, no, I gotta say mad respect to the Trailer Park Boys, because you can tell they're getting older, but they're still providing entertainment. I don't know if this will be it for a while or if there's going to be a season 13, but I appreciate them coming back, giving us a movie to watch again, giving us content to watch again. Regardless if this bleeds in anything else or not, I'm still very happy that they returned for something. And yeah, very, very happy. So I'm going to give this movie a perfect 10 out of 10. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Such a great story, such a great premise, such a fun movie. And I hope that they do more like this again. Like I said, it really felt like I was watching Out of the Park again, too. Like, in that same respect, it was a really unique film, and I thought they did a fantastic job with it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Post your comments down below. If you've seen Standing on the Shoulders of Kitties, what do you think about it, of course? And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos for Trailer Park Boys. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Trailer Park Boys. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies did a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a straight fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.